by the steeds that run with panting breath and strike sparks of fire and push home the charge in the morning and raise the dust in clouds the while and penetrate forthwith into the midst of the foe together.
Above the monsoon belt in northern Pakistan is an arid region populated by the relatives of Aryan tribes and possibly deserters from Alexander the Great's army when it passed through this region in 326 BC. Many of the local people of this mountainous and beautiful region still show the light-skinned features of their forebears. The Klashi people practice animism, or the attribution of a living soul to plants, inanimate objects, and natural phenomena. They worship a pantheon of gods like the Greeks did, gods with names like Sajigor, the god in charge of all life, Sarisa, the protector of cattle, and Goshtoi, the god of milk. Their culture is disappearing now that their once remote valley has been made accessible to the outside world. North of the Kailash valleys is the village of Chitral, a mountain kingdom that remained autonomous until 1970, when it incorporated with Greater Pakistan. It was among the rugged valleys surrounding Chitral and neighboring Gilgit that the rough and exciting game of polo originated. Since horses were the best means of transportation through the land's narrow passes for over a millennium, the local people developed the game of polo to test their riding skills and sportsmanship. The British discovered polo when they first occupied the northern areas of Pakistan in 1877, and soon after they exported the game to England. The polo that is played today in United States, South America, and England is considerably tamer than the game that the British found at the base of the Hindu Kush and that is played at the Shandoor Pass polo tournament. In most countries, only the very wealthy can afford to play polo because it is so expensive to train and maintain polo ponies. In fact, there are only about 2,000 polo players registered in the United States. In the past, polo was played on rough terrain in the northern areas. The stakes were much higher then. Sometimes a losing team had to forfeit all their ponies to the winner. Once roads were built and jeeps began to replace horses as the chief means of transportation, polo fell into decline. The sport has since been revived at northern military outposts, such as those that exist at Chitral and Gilgit, where horses are still widely used for patrolling difficult-to-reach passes along the borders of Afghanistan and China. The first polo contest held at Shandoor Pass occurred in 1930, after which the contests were only held occasionally until 1989, when the federal government, recognizing the international interest in the event, decided to make the contest between Chitral and Gilgit and other northern villages an annual event. At an elevation of over 12,000 feet, Shandoor Pass is only accessible by jeep, four-wheel drive, and helicopter, and is located 147 kilometers from Chitral and 210 kilometers from Gilgit. The pass is open 6 months of the year and closed by heavy snows from November to April. To reach Shandoor Pass from Peshawar, it takes 2 11-hour days of driving over dusty and bumpy roads. Shandoor Pass played an important role during the British occupation of the region. On April 1895, a contingent of 250 men, led by Colonel James Kelly, departed Gilgit on a mission to rescue Surgeon Major Robinson from a month-long siege he was facing inside the Methers fort in Chitral, from attacking Pathan warriors led by Umar Khan and Sher Afzal. To cross the pass, Colonel Kelly and his Hindu and Muslim soldiers had to push their way through shoulder-deep snow for 3 days, carrying 2 quarter-ton cannon barrels. 4 men worked in shifts to carry the cannons and could only move them 50 yards before collapsing from fatigue. Every man suffered frostbite and their faces were bloodied by the freezing winds. The colonel's contingent reached Chitral just as the 48-day siege ended. Because of the tremendous elevation of Shandoor Pass, the polo teams from Chitral and Gilgit must slowly acclimatize their horses to the change in elevation by playing in villages at ever-ascending altitudes along the way. For this reason, it takes almost an entire month for the ponies to reach their destination. If this training is not done properly, the polo ponies could easily die during the contest from overexhaustion caused by a lack of oxygen, as has happened before. Do the horses have any problems playing polo at this elevation?
Yes, you understand that there is deficiency of oxygen on this high altitude. So another problem is some horses are inherently lacking the capacity to confront with this problem. Another is if they are nutritionally not fit again, and if they have not been practicing here, the riders on those horses for quite a certain long times, and even then sometimes the pressure of the game also. There's so many things. Horses die while playing polo so many times. It's always.
If a horse dies during a polo game, what happens?
So if a horse dies during a polo match, the other side, a person is removed. So there must be the equal number of players on both sides.
Has it happened before that horses died here at Shandoor Pass?
So many times. Every year there may some exceptionally may not have been died in 1 year, but for the most part horses have been dying here. 5 horses dying, 2 horses dying, always.
So if you look around you at one of these horses, one of them may die. We may lose one of these horses tomorrow. I mean, I hope not, but...
I hope not, but because these are 2 best horses, but it is the possibility.
I hope that doesn't happen, because I know they cost very much money. Is that true?
Yes, always. But sometimes they try to compensate, though may not be the full price of the horse. Half price of the horse is being sometimes given by the officials.
Government gives money to the owner of the horse? But aren't the horses owned by the government anyhow?
No, there are some horses which are owned by Chitral Scouts, but rest of the horses are owned by the players individually, because most of the players coming from Chitral sides are amateur players. Amateur in the sense they purchase it and they are doing it as a hobby.
Are there any rewards for playing in this big match that all of Pakistan is watching and that the president is coming to?
For the last 2-3 years now, government of Pakistan is giving cash amount to the player, which is, I think, sufficient if we see the resources of Pakistan, but we hope they should be increased.
Approximately how much does a winning team get?
They give winning team 1 lakh rupees and to the losing team 50,000 rupees, and there are some other cash awards also 10,000, 5,000, but they are not enough. You understand? It's very, very expensive to keep a horse and making preparation for it coming here, and so many problems.
So in order to play polo, you have to be quite wealthy yourself.
Yes, but here in Chitral, we people are not that wealthy, but what we earn, we spend on this hobby.
They love the sport so much.
They love the sport because it's our national game. We have been playing it since centuries. Our history starts with polo here in Chitral.
The shepherds who live in stone huts above the polo ground are always present during the summer polo contest. The shepherd families come from the village of Laspur below to pasture their flocks during the 3 summer months. The only time their peaceful existence is disturbed happens during the 3-day polo contest. Then the silence returns to fill the valley once more. We talked to one of the shepherd family members named Amruddin about the effects of the contest on their community.
मतलब आपको क्या फायदा क्या होता है,
क्या नुकसान होता है? इधर से जो मैला होता है उस टाइम तो कोई फायदा नहीं है, नुकसान है। नुकसान ये है कि हमारा जो इधर कायम आया है और कोई चीज़ है, ये जो बकरी है, भेड़ है, ये जो रोटी का टुकड़ा मुकड़ा इधर गंदमंद होता है, जमा होता है, उसको खाकर ये काफी मर जाता है, हमको नुकसान होता है। इसी वजह से हमारे लिए कोई फायदा नहीं है। बस फायदा ये है कि 2-3 दिन के लिए कोई शोल होता है,
शोगल मेला
हो जाता है और
घोड़ों पर
खेलते हैं, मैच देखना है, 2-3 टीम का मैच होता है। इस वजह से कभी चित्राली जीत होता है और कभी गिर जीत।
तो ये जो मेला यहाँ पे, तो इससे ये जो इस इलाके के पहाड़ों पर जो ये घास होती है, ये जो कुछ या थोड़ा बहुत खूबसूरती होती है, उसको तो नुकसान नहीं पहुँचता।
उसको बस उसको भी नुकसान है। इसी इलाके जितना इलाका है इसके अंदर तो काफी नुकसान होता है, ये घास मार चले जाते हैं और गंद फैला होता है, इसी वजह से हमको थोड़ा सा नुकसान पहुँचता है।
For the VIPs who attend the contest, the government has built modern bathrooms equipped with attractive sinks and hot water showers and provided them with excellent cooks and electricity at night. Everybody else pitches their tents on the facing hillside and are left to use the surrounding fields as a latrine. Fresh water is piped to both camps from mountain springs above. Afternoons were free during the 3-day polo contest, so for entertainment, the local men played Cupid to the donkey population. Everywhere you looked, it seemed, were groups of people tightly gathered around pairs of donkeys. A real thrill. As the teams practiced the evening before the match, we spoke to the captain of Chitral's team, Subedar Makbul, about his responsibilities.
बहुत सी जिम्मेदारियां हैं, जहां तक टीम का जिम्मेदारी का ताल्लुक है वो तो अभी सारे मेरे कंधों पर है, और जितना भी खेल के दरमियान जोर लगाना है, मुझे खुद जोर लगाना है और खिलाड़ियों को हिदायत देना है कि इधर जाओ उधर आओ, ये तमाम जिम्मेदारी हमारे ऊपर है। और दूसरा ये कि मैं इस टीम कमांडरी से इतना खुश भी नहीं हूँ जहाँ तक मैं अपने खेल का ताल्लुक है, मैं एक खिलाड़ी हूँ, ये और जिम्मेदारी हमारे ऊपर डाला गया है, इंशाअल्लाह हम इस पर भी कामयाब हो जाएंगे।
How do you think the match will go tomorrow between Chitral and Gilgit? As captain of the Chitrali team, a lot of thoughts must be running through your head right now.
इंशाअल्लाह जहाँ तक टीम के कैप्टन की हैसियत से मैं पूरी उम्मीद हूँ अपने टीम से, और सिर्फ एक काम ही मैं महसूस कर रहा हूँ कि वो ये है कि पिछले साल जो हमारे एक भाई था जो हमारे साथ खेल रहा था, उसकी घोड़ा न होने की वजह से वो इस दफा हमारे साथ शामिल नहीं है, और उम्मीद करता हूँ कि जो खिलाड़ी हमारे साथ है इंशाअल्लाह ताला हम अच्छे मुकाबला करेंगे। जहाँ तक कामयाबी का ताल्लुक है वो तो अल्लाह ही तो हाथ में है।
The evening before the match, after a dinner of food cooked in the bazaar, the sounds of drums and song arose from many tents across the hillside. The Chitralis, who loved to make music, squeezed up to 30 people into 6-man tents. While one person danced, Others clapped and uttered sounds to excite him into a dervish-like ecstasy. These young boys were still celebrating the morning of the contest. Everyone was very excited on the day of the contest. Tremendous security had been installed throughout the pass because of the President of Pakistan's expected arrival. Undercover agents had gone from tent to tent the night before, looking for suspicious characters. Although victory was important to the Chitral and Gilgit teams, defeat is thought to be God's will and not a reason to become violent. Why did you come to Shandoor Pass polo match?
To see polo match between Chitral and Gilgit. It's a very interesting match.
Who do you think will win this year?
Inshallah, our Chitral will win this match.
Chitral has no very good team. Gilgit has very good team.
Who do you think will win the match? Who will be the winner?
This year, the people think Chitral will be win.
What do you think of this polo match or the ground so far?
It's a bit dusty, but it's well organised.
Or do you think the sanitary facilities are enough?
Not really. They're adequate.
What are you using right now?
We're using the field with all the stones in, just over the hill.
What sort of accommodations do you have?
We brought our own tents.
What do you expect to see at this polo match?
Well, knowing Pakistani temperament, a lot of excitement, sort of, yeah, it'll be sort of, everyone's sort of shouting and, you know, getting into it.
Did you hear that some horses die here every year because of lack of oxygen?
Yeah.
It's a great place. The people are so friendly, and meeting so many travellers as well. It's also a place to meet travellers, exchange ideas with them.
Where are the travellers staying? I haven't seen so many.
There are different camps, different groups of people. Just whatever people feel like, they go there.
Have you been dancing the Chitrali dances at night?
Yeah, I would like to learn how to dance like the Chitrali one, but when I dance, it's kind of, I feel out of place.
Have you ever seen a polo match before?
No, never before.
Did you have any problems getting here?
It was an arduous journey, but it wasn't difficult finding transport. It was just difficult coming on the road, which is very bumpy.
What about the living conditions here at the camp?
We have a deluxe tent, so we're quite happy. But yes, for the many thousands of people that are here, there aren't a lot of public latrines.
2 toilet.
Have you ever seen a polo match before?
No, never seen a polo match before.
As the players were readying the horses for the day's contest, we visited the captain of Chitral's team one last time to talk to him about his horse and the game of polo. This is your horse behind you, isn't it?
Yeah, ऐसा समझो कि हमारा जान है.
What is your horse's name?
Computer.
Why did you name it Computer?
इसलिए कि आज जब कंप्यूटर में जो आदमी काम करता है ना, जो जब पोलो में मैं इसके ऊपर जब जिस तरह चाहता हूँ इस तरह ये भी मेरे लिए काम करता है, इसलिए मैंने इसका नाम कंप्यूटर रखा है, पोलो का कंप्यूटर.
Is playing polo very tiring?
ये गेम जो है सबसे मुश्किल गेम है. जितने भी गेम है, खेल है, सबसे मुश्किल खेल यही है पोलो, जो हम लोग खेलते हैं गिलगित और चित्राल. बाकी क्रिकेट है, हॉकी है, ये तो बड़े आसान है, हर एक बंदा खेल सकता है. जहाँ तक पोलो है, खेलों का बादशाह भी यही है, जो बादशाह लोग इनको खेलते हैं. हर एक आदमी इसको नहीं खेल सकता, इसलिए बड़ा मुश्किल खेल भी है.
As the tension before the game built up in the stadium, nature blossomed. And frogs proliferated at the edge of Shandoor Lake. The contest could not begin until the President of Pakistan arrived.
How do you think your friend will do in the game today?
I think Gilgit will win. They think they'll win. They won last year.
Have they had any problems with... Oh, just a moment. The President is arriving. The President of Pakistan is arriving right now. He's about to land in the field behind us.
The match between the 8 teams of Chitral and Gilgit was played on the first day of the 3-day polo contest for the convenience of the President, who flew in for the contest and then flew out after distributing the awards. It is good public relations for the distant government in Islamabad to support this polo contest because it keeps the residents of the northern areas happy. The polo field at Shandoor is 2/3 the length and 1/2 the width of an international field, and the teams at Shandoor play with 6 rather than 4 men. Faults are rarely called, as you will see. The musical band that used to lead the players' ancestors into battle now plays for the riders throughout the polo contest. Chitral won, and fortunately not one horse died. President Lagari awards the Winners' Cup to Chitral's captain. As the audience left for home, the sensitive ecology in the past got some relief. After reveling on Mother Earth, we must leave it as we found it.